Hockey is a very popular and unique sport played all over the world, from Canada to Eastern Europe. It can be played for fun, or sometimes professionally, and is a great source of exercise and entertainment for many people. But what are the origins of hockey? Watch this episode of Knowledge Explosion to find out. Though early and more crude forms of hockey existed in antiquity throughout ancient Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iran, the modern version of the sport we know today developed in Montreal. The first game of organized hockey was played indoors there on March 3rd, 1875. Through the next few years, rules would start to develop and more teams would start to form. Eventually, there were enough teams to take place in the first hockey championship at Montreal's annual Winter Carnival in 1883. At that time, games were divided into two 30-minute halves, and there were 7 players on each team that remained on the ice the whole game. It's at about this time that the game's position were named too. By the late 1890s, many leagues had formed throughout Canada, including the Canadian Amateur Hockey League, or CAHL. Soon, hockey had started to become popular in both Europe and the United States, and the size of ice hockey rinks grew. Many old rinks were being demolished and replaced by newer ones. The Western Pennsylvania Hockey League, a hockey league in the United States, started professional hockey in 1902. By 1904, many professional leagues had formed throughout the United States and Canada, including the IPHL, or International Professional Hockey League. The National Hockey Association, based in Montreal, modified the rules of the game in 1910. They split the game into 3 20-minute periods rather than 2 30-minute halves, defined minor and major penalties, and dropped the rover position, which existed at the time. Soon, professional leagues started to emerge in Europe, and not long after, the highest modern hockey league would form in North America, the NHL, known for its trophy, the Stanley Cup. Established in Montreal on November 26, 1917, the league started its first year with 4 Canadian teams, many of which don't exist today. In 1924, the first American team, called Boston Bruins, joined the league. From 1942 to 1967, the league was made up of 6 teams, which many people call the original 6, though they aren't the 6 true original teams. Through the next decades, many more teams would join the NHL, and as of 2020, the league is still going strong and is made up of 31 teams. So that is how hockey has evolved throughout the years. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening to me.